Today, we're going to be talking about how you can leverage real estate to break free from the 9 to 5, like ASAP. Let me get into house hacking. So, house hacking is the easiest way out. It's the easiest way for you to take action and actually do something about this versus just sit there. I don't want you guys to be paralyzed by fear. This is not, to get you guys in paralysis through analysis. It's to wake you up a little bit and let you know you have to do something or you're going to run out of time. House hacking is the easiest way out of the 9 to 5 because of these 3 things. Real estate, when you start to learn the game and get into this game, you'll start to realize that there is no better business opportunity. There is no better investment. There's nothing better because it pays you in 3 ways. And you can use leverage with real estate. Even if you were a stock trader, it's very difficult to get 100% leverage or 80% leverage or 90% leverage. In real estate, the average American, this isn't even somebody who's like spectacular. The average person just getting started, you can get 96.5% leverage. So you show up to the table with 3.5%, I'll give you the 96.5 to get your first deal. That's crazy if you think about it. There's no other business where you can show up with next to nothing and somebody's going to front you 96.5% to get started and put yourself in a position where you can live for free, where you can build cash flow, where you can take advantage of some of the things that it offers you, like the tax benefits. So you're going to get, just from owning property, ghost depreciation, bonus depreciation. You're going to get to write off your property taxes, your mortgage interest, your insurance bills, all of your stuff. You're going to get to write this stuff off. And if you're still working a 9 to 5, that means you're going to keep more money from the 9 to 5. More, because you're going to get better tax returns, bigger tax returns, or just less taxes withheld out of your paycheck. That's more money that you can apply and put towards more real estate. Then you get more tax write-offs and more benefits. So that's one level of it. So even if your property did not cash flow, if you just took advantage of the tax benefits of buy and hold real estate, you'd automatically be beating the competition and beating your peers. Number 2 is the appreciation. Just by holding on to a couple assets. I purchased properties at the top of market 10 years ago that have tripled in value over 10 years. And not because I did anything special. I just held on to them. You can have that experience once you get into the game because properties tend to appreciate in value. If I showed you a chart, and I did last week on our live, showed you guys a chart, prices have essentially gone straight up over the last 30, 40 years. Even with some of the corrections and dips, they've essentially gone straight up. And we're at all-time highs right now, nationally. And some of our markets, like the top 10 cash flow cities, we're still very affordable. So buying and holding is going to give you appreciation. A lot of you aren't going to see $100,000 of return. I talk to a lot of you. A lot of us are broke. A lot of us are just getting started. You're not going to see 100,000. You're not going to go out and earn 100,000 of cash. But if you buy a property, it can appreciate 100,000 and you can access that capital. So this can be life-changing for a lot of us if you just get in, and even if you got one property, the appreciation. Number 3, the cash flow. So buying houses, buying and holding, and just hanging on to them and having the rental income come in. I know a lot of people are like, are people going to pay me? Are they really going to pay the rent? You pay your rent, you pay your mortgage, right? So all you got to do is find somebody like you, and they'll pay you for owning that piece of paper that says, I own the deed to this house. This is my house. They're going to pay you. I know it can be a bit like, there's a lot of fear there because I had that same feeling when I was getting started. But trust me, they'll pay you. And you only need one rent check to obliterate that lack belief that it won't work for you. It won't happen for me. I know other people get paid, but they won't pay me. Oh, I'm going to have to file an eviction. It only takes a couple of checks for you to wipe that out of memory and say, oh man, this works. I should have got started sooner. How many of these can I do? How fast can I do it? Because if you're getting $500 a month off one property, now you got to look at your paycheck and say, how many of these properties do I need to get rid of this thing, to toss this thing and replace it with these properties? That's the easiest way out. But this is why real estate and house hacking, getting into properties with very little money, 3.5%. I got my first house for $7,000 out of my pocket, $7K. My first property cash flowing $1,000 a month off of that property. Got all my money back in 7 months, and the property 3x in value. Not a genius, but willing to take the steps to get to where I wanted to go. Willing to go through the fire, per se, to get to where I wanted to go. And you guys can do it too, because let's talk about the 2 house hack strategies. This is the strategy that I did. I did the multifamily house hack. So I put down 3.5% on a multifamily. It was a duplex, 1 bed, 1 bath over 1 bed, 1 bath over a legal basement unit that I was going to live in, which was 1 bed, 1 bath. So 3 bed, 3 bath duplex. I was going to live in the basement unit because it was like not fully up to code, but you can live in it, right? If it's your house, you just can't rent it out legally. I put down 3.5%. I negotiated a seller's assist, which is an advanced strategy, because I was just a student of the game. I actually studied. I was so broke that I was forced to study. So a lot of you think you're not making money. I probably made I have the W-2s. I probably made $6,000, $7,000 my first year of working, because I was 100% commission. My next year, I made a whopping $22,000, right? But I saved every penny, living at home, living in the bedroom I grew up in, and I studied. So because I was a student of the game, I just obsessed over how can I get this deal with as least money out of pocket as possible, because I didn't have any. And that was what I came up with. The seller's assist allowed me to go from bringing like 12 to 13,000 to the table to only bringing 7, because I got a 3% seller's assist off of the sales price credited towards my closing costs. A lot of you also don't know this house hack strategy is for your FHA, like your first home purchase. There are a lot of down payment assistance programs that exist that I was completely unaware of. If I was aware of them, I would have qualified for all of them. And if you want to learn about them, I have a video on my YouTube channel called Free Houses. Just go to my YouTube channel, Brian Loves Cash Flow, on YouTube, Brian Loves Cash Flow, and watch that video. And it breaks down the 5 top down payment assistance programs that I was unaware of when I got started, but you don't have to be. And with those, you could actually come to the table with nothing, literally like nothing, and get a multifamily house that you can live in and do this strategy.